truth, logic, common sense, that gut feeling, and yes, even a little psychoanalysis. As we are once again together, you and I. Oh yes, Rays, you and I. Hello, y'all. It's me. I've already released my general overview of the Donna Adelson trial. It's coming up September 17th. But folks, we got to go through the legal minutia. The minutia. I wanted to put it on the record so that when we have the proper foundation, we can move into the silliness, the seriousness, and also justice through understanding, okay? So this might be a little bit boring, but maybe you could just listen. You don't have to look at this old mug. Just listen to it as you're unloading your dishwasher or folding your laundry or whatever it is you're doing. This is the summary of offense and probable cause affidavit. Now, y'all remember the probable cause affidavit of Lori and Chad and all that. So y'all are well aware of the, it's almost like a concentration of all the evidence that the state has, what they're going to present. And so we're going to go over this. This is for Donna Adelson. Donna Sue Adelson is charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder. Those are three charges. The most serious charges of any state here in the United States. So here is the probable cause affidavit. I'm going to read right through it. I hope you'll take time to really listen because it's going to kind of set it together about what went on and who were the players in this whole case, okay? This affidavit sets forth probable cause to believe that Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera murdered Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel, and the murder was arranged through Catherine McBanawa, Charles Adelson, which is Charlie Adelson, and Donna Adelson in violation of Florida statutes, murder per chapter 782. So here we go, y'all. Listen up. On Friday, July 18th of 2014 at 11:02 a.m., a report of a shooting was received at 2116 Trescott Drive, the home of Florida State University Law School professor Daniel Markel. It was in Tallahassee, Florida. Upon arrival, Tallahassee police officers found Markel slumped over in the driver's seat of his vehicle from an apparent gunshot wound to the head. Markel was transferred from the scene to a local hospital where he later died from the injury sustained during the shooting. The investigation of the crime scene found no indication that this incident was part of any other criminal intent, such as a burglary or a robbery. A neighbor heard a loud bang and looked out the window where he saw a small silver or light-colored vehicle resembling a Toyota Prius backing out of the victim's driveway. He walked over to check on Markel and discovered him in distress and called 911. Investigators located the victim's ex-wife, Wendy Adelson, at a local restaurant and transported her to the Tallahassee Police Department for an interview. During the interview of Wendy Adelson, she made statements suggesting the murder of Markel could have been arranged by someone on her behalf without her knowledge. Wendy indicated her parents were very angry at Markel and further suggested that someone could have arranged the murder, thinking it would help her. She specifically mentioned that her brother, Charlie Adelson, joked about hiring a hitman to kill Markel in the past. She said her brother makes a lot of jokes in bad taste and had previously commented that he looked into hiring a hitman, but it would be cheaper to buy her a television as a divorce gift. Wendy indicated that she did not think her brother would actually commit the crime. It should be noted that Wendy's mother, Donna Adelson, sat a television repair appointment on July 11th of 2014 for Wendy's television to be repaired on the morning of the homicide. Records obtained from Best Buy shows a service was completed on her television the morning of July 18th of 2014, the same date as the homicide. So 7 days before Dan Markel is murdered, Donna Adelson sets an appointment for Wendy's television to get fixed. And then on top of it all, Charlie there saying it'd be cheaper for him to get her a new television than hire a hitman. Isn't that such a coincidence? Wendy stated that after the divorce, she wanted to relocate to South Florida with her children. She felt her former in-laws would suspect her of murdering their son since she was denied the ability to move by the court. Wendy Adelson and her brother, Charlie Adelson, as well as their parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson, were determined to have Wendy and the two Markel children relocated to South Florida, where the Adelsons' residence after her divorce from Markel. Markel objected to his ex-wife moving his children to South Florida, and on June 20th of 2013, y'all, that's a year before, Leon County Circuit Judge Hobbs formally denied, with prejudice, Wendy's motion for relocation with the children. After the court's denial, Wendy's parents, especially her mother, Donna Adelson, repeatedly tried to convince Wendy to coerce Dan Markel into allowing the relocation to South Florida. Donna suggested that the family offered Dan $1 million to allow the relocation, with Donna Adelson and her husband, Harvey Adelson, contributing 1/3 of that. Wendy Adelson would contribute 1/3, and Charlie Adelson would contribute 1/3. Donna also suggested that Wendy threatened to convert Markel's children to becoming Catholics, knowing Markel was very observant of his Jewish faith and that his religious practices of the children were of the utmost importance to Dan. Wendy Adelson's prior boyfriend, Jeff Lacasse, stated Wendy disclosed to him that Charlie had seriously looked into hiring a hitman in the summer of 2013, and he was told it would cost either $15,000 or $50,000. Lacasse also reported that when he was visiting Charlie Adelson with Wendy Adelson in the spring of 2013, Charlie bragged about being connected to a Cuban criminal element. It was learned that around the time of the murder, Catherine McManawal was involved in a personal relationship with Charlie Adelson. McManawal's cellular phone number, the call records show that McManawal is one of Charlie's top contacts and text communications. It confirmed the relationship was more than just friendship. It was later confirmed by Catherine McManawal. Charlie Adelson enlisted McManawal, who then enlisted the father of her two children, Sigfredo Garcia, to carry out this murder. Garcia enlisted Rivera's assistant and McManawal. Garcia and Rivera were compensated for their actions. McManawal was the only link between Markel and the shooters. Garcia and Rivera. McManawal's only ties to Daniel Markel are Charlie Adelson and a couple of instances where she met Wendy Adelson. The only way McManawal, Garcia, and Rivera knew of Dan Markel and his relationship with the Adelson family was through Charlie Adelson. While in the interview room, Wendy wanted to call her parents to notify them of the incident. While contemplating aloud as to what she would say, she told the victim advocate sitting next to her that her parents were very angry with Markel and described it as a very fucked up situation. Wendy then called and talked to her mother, Donna. After notifying Donna of the shooting, Wendy asked to notify Charlie of the shooting so Wendy would not have to do it. After Wendy's conversation with her mother, Donna Adelson called Charlie's cell phone at 7:11 p.m., which went to voicemail. Charlie then called Donna's cell phone 2 minutes later with a call duration of 5 minutes and 47 seconds. At 7:29 p.m., Charlie called Donna again with a duration of 6 minutes and 31 seconds. At 7:36 p.m., Charlie called Catherine McBanawal with a call duration of 9 minutes and 31 seconds. They agreed to contact the TPD investigator to arrange an interview before returning to South Florida. This is Wendy, Donna, Harvey, Charlie. They all agreed they would get with the investigator. The following day, the TPD investigator contacted Wendy on her cellular telephone. Once the investigator identified himself, Wendy claimed to have a bad connection and the call was terminated. Less than 5 minutes later, Wendy's attorney called the investigator and informed him that Wendy left town with her children and parents en route to South Florida. The attorney could not provide a date for Wendy's return to Tallahassee and requested he be contacted for any further inquiries. Harvey and Donna Adelson left Tallahassee with Wendy and the grandchildren the day after the memorial service without speaking with the investigator as promised. Since leaving, no one in the Adelson family contacted TPD or inquired about the status of the investigation. Charlie Adelson did not attend the memorial service for his ex-brother-in-law. In July of 2015, Wendy had her children's surname, Markle, changed to Adelson. On July 18th of 2014, Markle left his home that morning and drove his 2 children to the daycare on the west side of Tallahassee. Markell drove to Premier Health and Fitness Center. Markell arrived at Premier, where surveillance video shows a silver or light green Toyota Prius enter the parking lot after Markell parked his car. After Markell went into the health club, the video captured the Prius in the parking lot where the driver moved the vehicle to different parking positions while Markell was in the building. No individuals ever exited the Prius. Additional surveillance video discovered for the day of the homicide showed the same Prius before and after the homicide, including following Markell into Markell's neighborhood immediately prior to the shooting. After analyzing the surveillance videos, the suspect vehicle was determined to be a 2006 or 2009 Toyota Prius with silver pine mica paint color. The Prius had tinted windows, a sun-pass transponder on the top center of the windshield, a missing tow hook cover on the front bumper, and a black passenger side mirror casing. It was determined the Prius followed the victim throughout the morning and back toward his residence where the shooting occurred. This suspect vehicle fit the description given by Markell's neighbor after he heard a gunshot and looked out the window and saw the Prius backing out of the victim's driveway rapidly. Florida Department of Transportation records for sun-pass on Alligator Alley west of Fort Lauderdale on July 16th and 18th has one account listing a Prius as a customer vehicle. The sun-pass transponder activity was consistent with cell site data for Rivera and Garcia's handsets travel. The responder of interest in this case is 1111-525-706-0110 per FDOT records. The sun-pass account using the above transponder is a rental car company in North Miami, Florida. Law enforcement obtained the rental contract for a 2008 Toyota Prius on July 15th of 2014, 3 days before the homicide. The customer is listed as Louis Rivera with a contact number of, lists the contact number. A second telephone number was also written on the rental contract with the word brother written beside the number. Then it goes into all of the places, y'all, that the Prius went. I'm not going to go through all that. Cellular location data for McBenoit, Garcia, and Rivera is consistent with them being in the area of McBenoit's residence during and around the time the vehicle GPS showed its location to be in the parking lot of McBenoit's condominium. Both Garcia and Rivera met with McBenoit the night before departing for Tallahassee to commit the murder. Analysis of Rivera's checking account revealed an ATM transaction took place in Broward County. Security video from the drive-through ATM lane shows Rivera driving a Toyota Prius. A Florida license plate can be seen on the rear of the car. The tag characters match those of the car that was rented. Cellular records show numerous contacts between Catherine McBenoit and both Charlie Adelson and Sigfredo Garcia. On one occasion, telephone records show contact between Garcia's handset and a cellular telephone registered to who, y'all? Harvey Adelson, the father of Charlie Adelson, the husband of Donna Adelson. Charlie and Wendy Adelson's father is who that was registered to. At approximately 11:47 a.m., McBenoit's telephone began attempting to contact Garcia's telephone. Over the next 5.5 hours, McBenoit attempted to contact Garcia approximately 48 times. At 5:05 p.m., McBenoit made contact with Garcia, and they had a conversation lasting 6 minutes and 22 seconds. Approximately 9 minutes later, at 5:20 p.m., Garcia's cellular telephone attempted to contact Harvey's cellular telephone. The cellular records indicate this call went to voicemail. The telephone number, another telephone number was being used by Garcia prior to the murder and had been in contact with McBenoit's telephone number approximately 2,700 times between May 1st of 2014 and July 19th of 2014, y'all. Think about that. Just 2 months, y'all. 2,700 times. Now, it goes into the cell records, and what this establishes, y'all, clearly, and you can go and watch Charlie Adelson's trial during the testimony of the cellular data. It shows that any time that Garcia talked to McBenoit, she would get off the phone with him and she would get on the phone. She would immediately make a call to Charlie. If Charlie called McBenoit, when she got off the phone with Charlie, she would call Garcia and Rivera. Or if McBenoit called Charlie, right, then Charlie would do what, y'all? Call his mommy. Call mommy. So that's really, it's always been that Catherine McBenoit was the go-between. Charlie Adelson never actually talked to Garcia or Rivera, and neither did Donna. But the whole way that it was set up, it was a pattern that was clearly established in Charlie Adelson's trial that Catherine McBenoit was the go-between. On the morning of July 18th of 2014, Garcia's telephone ceased activity just before 10 a.m. while in the area of Premier Gym. Now remember, July 18th of 2014 was the day that Dan Markell was murdered in his driveway. And he had gone to the gym there to work out, and Garcia turns his phone off. With the last text message occurring at 9:58 a.m. The next event on Garcia's telephone was text message and notifications being received at 12:29 p.m. Immediately afterward, at 12:30 p.m., Garcia placed a call to McBenoit, which was the first contact initiated by Garcia after the homicide. This call occurred when Garcia's phone was in the area of Lake City, Florida, on or near I-75, approximately 1.5 hours after the shooting was reported. Approximately 2 hours after Garcia and Rivera arrived back in Miami, McBenoit departed her residence and went to Rivera's residence while attempting to contact Garcia telephonically. While McBenoit, Garcia, and Rivera were together, McManawal had telephone contact with who, y'all? Charlie Adelson. McManawal traveled north to Charlie Adelson's residence, where she would remain until the following morning. McManawal stated while at Charlie Adelson's residence, Charlie Adelson was armed and acting frantic. Charlie told her his mother and father had just left his residence and left money that his mom had washed. At Adelson's trial, McManawal testified that the money she received was damp and moldy, consistent with being physically washed, and was stapled in $1,000 stacks. McManawal took a Xanax that was provided by Adelson and fell asleep. The next morning, after the homicide, y'all, at 9:44 a.m., McManawal left the residence and was told by Adelson that the money was in the trunk of her car. McManawal attempted to contact Garcia. Now, let's put some perspective on this, y'all. We are talking about Garcia, Rivera, Catherine McManawal. All three of them have already been convicted and sent off to prison for the rest of their life. And they had a proffer of Garcia, and they also had Catherine McManawal go on the stand in Charlie Adelson's trial, and thus Charlie Adelson was busted. He's spending life in prison. Now, what about Donna, right? Communication records in Charlie Adelson's iCloud show Donna Adelson telling Charlie Adelson she was outside your house at approximately 9:59 p.m. on July 18th. Cellular records for Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson showed arrival time at 1:25 a.m. in Orlando, Florida, leaving an approximate hour and a half time block consistent with her being at Charlie's residence. So, this was not brought out a whole lot in Charlie Adelson's trial, but they do have a text where Donna's saying, I'm almost at your house, right? And Charlie sends her a text back and says, I'm 10 minutes out. Also, the money. So it shows that Donna and Harvey, in my view, y'all, they were bringing money over there for Charlie. She washed the money, like actually put it in water and washed it. And then he stapled it together in $1,000 increments. And McManawal testified to that as well. Donna and Harvey Adelson traveled to Orlando for the evening, then on to Tallahassee the following morning. Prior to the homicide, McManawal was employed at a Miami area dental office. Investigation revealed that after the homicide occurred in July of 2014, McManawal started receiving paychecks from the Adelson Institute for Aesthetics and Implant Dentistry, which were handwritten and signed by Donna Adelson. These paychecks started in September of 2014 and were consistently in the amount of $407.58, which she received every 2 weeks. The memo section of each check indicated it was for a period of 10 days, usually preceding the date of the check. The checks continued at least through April of 2016, y'all, long after Dan Markell was murdered. On at least 2 different occasions, McManawal received paychecks in advance of the time period indicated on the check and frequently received sequential checks. McManawal received a significant amount of cash after Markell's murder, and the month following the murder, McManawal deposited over $13,000 worth of cash. In the 6 weeks following the homicide, she deposited more cash than she did in the entire year leading up to the homicide. These numerous deposits were conducted mostly through ATMs in increments of $300 to $2,000. From the homicide through November of 2015, the total amount of cash that investigators identified deposited in McManawal's account was over $56,000. This amount is over and above the paychecks she had received. The investigation revealed that McManawal did not work at the Adelson Institute. McManawal was also in possession of and operating a 2001 Lexus LS430 sedan automobile, which was registered to who, y'all? Harvey Adelson, and was previously used by Charlie Adelson. On January 23rd of 2016, the title for the car was transferred to McBenoit and a new license plate was obtained in her name. Motor vehicle records indicate the vehicle was sold to McBenoit for a price of $1,700. How many people, y'all? How many people's gonna get a damn Lexus for $1,700? Give me a break! In addition, McBenoit received cash and numerous gifts from Charlie Adelson since Dan Markel's murder. A review of their financial records indicates that Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson had the financial means to finance this murder and provide ongoing compensation to McBenoit. On April 19th of 2016, an undercover agent made contact with Donna Adelson. Y'all, this is the bump, okay? Now hear me out. An undercover agent made contact with Donna Adelson in reference to Markel's murder. The other undercover agent provided a press release of Markel's murder and asked for $5,000 and provided a phone number on which he could be contacted. As a result of this contact, conversations were intercepted. Call 1380. All right, here's one call, y'all. This is what was said. Donna Adelson called to Charlie Adelson asking him to meet her about some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her outside her condominium. Y'all, this affidavit doesn't really show it justice. I've seen the video, and you can look it up on YouTube. This guy, this undercover agent, big old heavy-set guy, beard, bald head, looks just thuggish and everything, walks up to her as she's walking down the sidewalk, hands her a newspaper clipping, basically, of Dan Markel's murder and a note saying, "I want $5,000. And so what does she do? As soon as she gets back to the house, she calls Charlie Adelson and she says that some paperwork that was hand-delivered to her outside her condominium. During this conversation, when Charlie inquired whether it involved him or others, Donna responded in a whisper to Charlie, "Well, probably both of us." When Charlie asked her to repeat herself, she stated, "Probably the two of us." "And you probably have a general idea what I'm talking about," says Donna Adelson. When Charlie inquired further, Donna said this was not something she wants to discuss on the phone. So if this woman's innocent, why ain't she damn calling the police, huh? Saying some guy come up to me and handed me this, said I better give him $5,000 because she's a damn murdering hussy. Call 1382. Donna and Charlie discussed meeting and whether or not Charlie needed to bring cash. Charlie inquired whether or not a threat was involved and whether the police should be contacted, and Donna responded that this time she did not believe that was a good idea. "No, Charlie, don't call the police." Call 1386. Charlie Adelson called and immediately told his mother, Donna Adelson, don't talk about things in the apartment or any place. He then asked if the person was black, white, or Hispanic, to which Donna said he was white. Charlie said it sounded like something that needs the police. And Donna said she may have to, but wants to talk to him first. When Charlie asked what the letter asked for, Donna said, this is what Donna said, y'all. Now listen up. This is important. She says, this TV is probably about 5. Let me repeat it. When Charlie asked what the letter asked Donna for, she says, this TV is probably about 5. Now, that goes back to Donna 7 days before the murder, making an appointment for Wendy to get her TV taken care of, i.e. an alibi. And also here she is talking about it. And, of course, Charlie Adelson had been told, said in front of more than one person, that it would be easier for him to buy Wendy a divorce gift of a television set than hire a hitman. Boy, that's so coincidental, isn't it? Charlie asked if they asked for $5,000, to which Donna responded affirmatively. Donna also said they mentioned an ex-girlfriend, which was Catherine McBenoit. Call 1392. Charlie Adelson called Catherine McBenoit after trying to reach her by phone unsuccessfully about an hour before. Charlie explained the situation to Mac Benoit as he understood it from his mother. Something regarding her son, something regarding his ex-girlfriend, and the person asking for money. Charlie tells Mac Benoit that he is going to see his mom the next day to discuss the matter. There's some discussion of whether Mac Benoit is the girlfriend referred to by the agent. Charlie said he thought his mother said the agent mentioned Mac Benoit's name, but he's not sure and will follow up with her if the situation does involve her. Mac Benoit agrees to meet Charlie in person the next day, April 20th of 2016, around 4 p.m. Charlie never contacted any other females to discuss the contact between his mother and the undercover agent because Charlie knew that his ex-girlfriend and this whole thing of Dan Markle and give me $5,000, he knew it was Catherine Mac Benoit. This just goes to prove it. And again, y'all, what the police were doing was they did this to Donna, and then they wanted to hear what they were going to say between each other, just to see if they could catch them in anything. The morning of April 20th of 2016, Charlie told his mother he would meet her at her home at 12:35 p.m. After Charlie arrived at the Icon where his mother and father reside, he and Donna walked outside to a remote table behind the building and sat close together while conversing. None of their conversation was successfully captured. After meeting with Donna in person, he called Mac Benoit and traveled to her in Sunny Isle at the real estate office where she worked. When Charlie arrived at the strip mall where Mac Benoit worked, they talked briefly outside, then went into a restaurant, Dolce Vita, near the real estate office. This conversation was captured while they sat at the restaurant, y'all. The following statements Charlie made directly to Mac Benoit were previously only audible with use of proprietary software. Through the use of an expert, the audio conversation between Mac Benoit and Charlie was clarified. The followings are portions of their conversations. Number one, if they had any evidence, we would have already gone to the airport, says Charlie Adelson. The problem is, even if they bugged this, even if they bugged your home phone, but even if they had bugged your phone, okay? And Katie, and I'll call her Katie instead of Catherine Mac Benoit, okay, y'all, to make it simple. Katie says, but even if they bugged your phone, okay, you're still not talking about any of this. And then Charlie says, so my point is, how do you get people to talk? You throw in a smoke grenade, and then you get all the cockroaches to run out. There's smoke in the house. There's smoke in the house, and everyone's running and everyone's talking, and you throw a smoke grenade. What do you think? And then he goes on, Charlie continues to run his mouth. They may have approached my mom because my dad may be someone who is carrying a gun. You never know if someone, you don't want it to turn into a fucking shootout, Then I can tell you, a lot of times I carry on me. I mean, someone comes up to me, and then Katie says, you carrying on you right now? I mean, I'm going to start carrying on my back like, a holster that fits in my shirt. And then Charlie says, someone comes up to me asking for money right now? Yeah, and what? Guess what? When the fucking police show up and there's a doctor, there's an oral surgeon standing there with a dead gang member in the fucking driveway, they're not going to come down too hard on me, and I'm not going to talk anyway. I don't know much. I don't trust them. Katie, this is not like some chick showing off tattoos to your man. This is happening, and it's serious because these people are going to come back. They didn't go through the trouble of seeking my mom out to hand her that and then go away. So I got two options. They're not going away. May wish they'd go away and never come back, but they ain't going away. The trouble they went through. No, it's very simple. Like, if you're going to charge me, charge me. What I'm saying is that this person is not going away. They came very equipped with details. Where did the details come from? I don't know. The details. They said the guy's name was 2-0. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Is there just 2-0? And then Katie says, Tudo's incarcerated now. And I know that you've been helping out. And then Katie says, and then he says to Katie, I know you're helping my family and helping out. Now Tudo's family needs your help. My mom was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, well, maybe this will refresh your memory. And he handed it to her. And she said, respect, spoke like polite. She goes, polite, well spoken. I said, did he act thuggish or did he have to talk like a thick Spanish accent or anything? She said no. And I said, was he white or Hispanic? She said he was white, but he could have been Hispanic. But and then Katie says, talking, yeah, could have mistaken. I mean, everybody in Miami is Hispanic, so it's like you can't tell. So, Katie, they'll be back. There are people they know about, whoever knows the information. Let me ask you a question. When everybody was there the next day, did any of you take any money? It's not like you're driving around in a Bentley, cruising around in a mega yacht. You know, someone, he must at some point, because otherwise he'd have no idea that I had anything to do with it. I wish it was a cop playing games. Why didn't they know it was me? If it was a cop playing games or an investigator playing games and they didn't mention me, they did mention your son's girlfriend, Katie, not to mention me at all and my family. And I think if they thought I had something to do with it, they would find me and they'd talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, go talk to the person who's involved. Not fucking people who aren't involved. Now, he's trying to say his mom's not involved, but here we go, y'all. And I'm not involved. Then he says I'm not involved. So he's still, he's trying to watch his ass. But if they knew in your relationship with me, not my family, like I dated you, not my mom. They knew my dad's name. This person obviously doesn't even know that we dated. That's the direct connection, is who was her boyfriend. The 71-year-old guy, Dr. Adelson, or the 37-year-old Dr. Adelson? Yeah, 37. Let's go talk to him. Dr. Adelson, that's who they be talking to. Not waste your time with Mom. They needed to talk to someone who knew what the fuck went down. And so wouldn't it make it sense that your connection to my family is me? Your connection to my family is not my mom. Like, yeah, you work for the office now because the checks are there. And that's because you come in and work on the weekends, which it has been established. Catherine McManawal never worked at that office. She never worked there, nothing. But here he is covering his ass. He is covering his ass. He says, which I trust that you're doing because I'm never there when I see you. You tell me you do it and the place looks clean as you get your checks. You clean up, whatever, but that's neither here nor there. This person knows information, and even if they are cops, that information said your name. And they also know that. They're claiming that somebody who has something to do with it is incarcerated. I don't know anybody in jail. And then Katie says, him. And then Charlie says, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call up this person, the person that gave Donna Adelson the phone number and said, give me $5,000. This is who he's talking about. I got a call from, and this is what he wants her to say. He says, I want you to say this, Katie. I got a call from some friends of mine who say that you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. And remember, protect your name recently. So when you're going to say is, I got a call from some friends of mine who said that you reached out and that you had mentioned my name. These people want to go to police because they had nothing to do with what you're talking about, okay? And frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, but the name sounds familiar of the one incarcerated. So I'm going to give you something as charity to help less fortunate, but not contact these people again or they're going to police. And then Charlie says, and let them know you have to do everything in the world to prevent these people from going to police because they don't know anything and I don't know anything. And the name sounds a little familiar, that I'm going to help you out with some charity and don't ever contact me, my friends, or my family again, or we will go to police. I mean, Katie, I'll go to the moon and back for you. That's without even saying. I don't need to say that. And then Katie says, but that's what, it's like, what I'm saying. And then she says, help me out. Like, it. I don't even have to. I don't have to sit here and tell you what I would do. I could show you what I could do. And then Charlie says, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know who I am. Like, I look for things to do. You don't ask me for shit. I'm the one that's like, hey, Noah's birthday's coming up. I got you. You know I'm the one who's like, anything I can. You know, you don't ask. I'm the one who's like, hey, I'll sell you the Lexus for a good price. I know you're having car problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one. I don't have to tell you. I show you. That's the difference. After the in-person meeting at McBanawal, Charlie called Donna back to report about his meeting and said he's handling everything. And Donna then called Charlie back sounding very concerned. On April 21st of 2016, calls were intercepted between McBanawal and Charlie, and the attempt to disguise their conversation using real estate references such as security, property, posted incorrectly, and wrong tenants for rental property. Charlie and his dad Harvey met for dinner later that evening. McBanawal and Garcia were intercepted having numerous arguments over the phone. The morning of April 21st of 2016, it appears McBanawal was trying to convince Garcia to figure out who the phone number belonged to and place the call himself. In a heated exchange, Garcia said, I'm not making that fucking phone call. He later says, I'm going to take care of this fucking problem. On Monday, April 25th of 2016, a letter was sent to Harvey and Donna Adelson. This letter was sent USPS by investigators for the purpose of follow-up from the undercover's initial conversation. Calls intercepted indicate Donna shared the information with Charlie, who in turn forwarded it to McBanawal. McBanawal again asked Garcia to either determine who the phone number belonged to or call the phone number. McBanawal reported to Charlie the phone was either out of service or not a good number. It appears Garcia lied to McBanawal about making the call or had not called the correct phone number. The agent's phone was not called and was working properly after conducting tests to verify. Later the same day, Charlie called McBanawal and asked if she was on her way. It appears Charlie and McBanawal have been communicating through a different source to schedule a meeting. Later review of iCloud messages from Charlie's records indicate he and McBanawal would often communicate on the WhatsApp, a phone application that allows for secure communication not retrieved in a cellular record. Charlie directed her to Harvey and Donna's building to meet with them. Charlie told McBanawal that he was talking to his parents about everything. Charlie continued to try and convince her to meet at Donna and Harvey's building, but eventually agreed to meet with her at another location. McBanawal called Charlie back, who advised that they are meeting at the marina near Monty's. On April 26 of 2016, Charlie called Donna, and they discussed the conversation that occurred the night prior. Donna said she felt better after their conversation. Donna asked Charlie to let her know once things are taken care of. He further stated that, quote, if you don't know who the person is, it's a much bigger problem. If you know who it is, it's very, very easy. Charlie told Donna to stop getting worked up about things. Charlie assured Donna there was nothing she needed to worry about and that it was being looked into. On May 4th of 2016 at approximately 2:09 a.m., a text message was sent to Donna's cell phone from the undercover agent. Later in the day, Charlie asked Donna if she was okay, and Donna advised she would talk to Charlie about it on Sunday. Charlie wanted to talk to Donna before Sunday, and they agreed to, and Charlie coming at about 11:30 a.m. the following day. While driving to meet Donna, Charlie called McBanawal, advising there was a new problem and he may need to meet with her later that day. On May 5th of 2016, Charlie arrives at the Icon and they agreed to meet at the pool area, him and Donna, to discuss the text messages. This time, Harvey is present with Charlie and Donna as they huddled at a corner area for privacy. There was no oral intercepted transmissions captured due to the location that they had the conversation. After the meeting, Charlie left the Icon and called McBanawal, asking her how someone would get his mother's number. McBanawal told Charlie it's possible to locate the phone number online. Charlie used specific phrases sent via the text message. Charlie called Donna and they discussed paying the $5,000. Charlie advised the sooner they pay the money, the better. They discussed being nice but firm when the money is paid so the person knows that it is only a one-time payment. Now, you just think about that. An undercover agent says, you're going to give me $5,000, right? You're going to give me that money to take care of my friend here, Tuto, in jail. And if you don't, because we know that you're taking care of Katie and her family, and we want $5,000 to take care of my friend who's in jail's family. And instead of going to the police, right? This undercover agent says, we know, Miss Adelson, we know, Donna, that y'all had Katie take care of y'all's problem up there in Tallahassee. So why couldn't Donna and Charlie, if they were innocent, why couldn't they get the police involved? So we know that Luis Rivera, one of the gang members that McManawa got to kill Dan Markel, was arrested on June 28th of 2016. On September 30th of 2016, a proffer was conducted with Luis Rivera in the presence of his attorney. This proffer was not recorded. Rivera was sworn prior to any testimony. So a proffer is when he agrees that whatever he tells them, he will not get prosecuted for it if it's the truth. Okay, if it's the truth. But if they find out at any time, if say he told 99% the truth, but only 1% they found out he lied, the offer's off the table. Rivera stated that he had known Sigfredo Garcia since childhood. Garcia told Rivera about a high-dollar robbery he wanted to do with Rivera in Tallahassee. The first time Rivera and Garcia traveled to Tallahassee was in June of 2014. Once they departed for Tallahassee in June of 2014 was when Rivera learned Garcia wanted him to commit a murder, not a robbery. Garcia promised Rivera $30,000 to commit the murder. While en route to Tallahassee, Garcia provided Rivera with more details, explaining a woman with 2 kids wanted her ex-husband murdered so she could have full custody of the children in Miami. Garcia told Rivera the offer was presented to him by Catherine McManawa and the total payment for the murder would be $100,000. Rivera suggested robbing the woman of the $100,000 instead of committing the murder. The two traveled with a long-barreled .38 Taurus revolver and a short-barrel .38 S&W revolver. The two around the victim's residence and followed the victim's vehicle. Rivera recalled Garcia having a colored printed photo of the victim with words printed on it. Rivera could not recall what was printed. They would eventually park the car at Winthrop Park and wait for the victim to leave. Rivera would later show investigators where they parked and the routes they took to the victim's residence. Rivera indicated Garcia told him McManawa approached Garcia with the offer of $100,000 to be divided amongst the three. $40,000 for Garcia, $35,000 for Rivera, and the remainder to McManawa. Garcia later offered $2,000 more to Rivera. After losing the victim and failing to complete the murder in June, the two decided to return to Miami. So they tried it once, and they failed to do it, so they were going to go back. Approximately a month later, the two returned to Tallahassee to commit the murder. Rivera rented the Prius in his name. They arrived in Tallahassee in the early morning hours of July 17th of 2014. The same morning, July 17th of 2014, they drove to the victim's neighborhood. While driving around, Garcia involuntarily discharged the revolver through the floorboard of the Prius. Rivera noticed the car started losing power and they learned Garcia shot a hole through the gas line. They were able to repair the vehicle and continue traveling. A search warrant was issued in October of 16 for the Prius. The fuel line, indeed, underneath the passenger side of the vehicle was spliced together and the corresponding hole was located in the floorboard, consistent with the information provided by Rivera. The following morning, on July 18th of 2014, Rivera and Garcia traveled back to the area of the victim's residence where they observed the victim leaving the neighborhood. They followed the victim around town as he dropped his kids off and went to Premier Gym. As they returned to the victim's residence, the victim turned off Thomasville Road prior to Benton Road. Rivera and Garcia traveled further down to Benton and entered the neighborhood from the south. As they approached the victim's residence, the victim was pulling into the driveway in front of them. They pulled in behind the victim, and as he parked in the garage, Garcia exited the Prius and approached the driver's side door of the victim's car. Garcia shot the victim twice in the head, then returned to the Prius, and the two left Tallahassee. They traveled north on Thomasville Road to I-10 to I-75, confirming the information previously discovered through electronic data. While driving back to South Florida, Garcia called McManawal approximately an hour into the drive. Garcia told McManawal, "It's done." Rivera explained he could hear McManawal's voice as Garcia held the phone up to his ear. During the drive, Garcia asked Rivera to pull over near a bridge and waterway so Garcia could dispose of the firearm. Numerous attempts to locate this bridge and water were very unsuccessful. Upon returning to South Florida, Rivera and Garcia withdrew cash from the ATM in Pembroke Pines. When they were observed at an ATM security camera, they then drove to Rivera's residence. The following morning, Rivera received a call from McManawal. She told him if he wanted the money, he needed to tell her where to meet because she could not get a hold of Garcia. Rivera knew Garcia was at Stephanie Carmona's residence, so he called a friend, Anthony Ortiz, to go pick him up. While waiting to return home, Rivera received a call from his child's mother, Jessica Rodriguez, whom he lived with. Jessica told Rivera that Garcia and McManawal were at their residence with a package for him. Rivera returned home and he observed McManawal's white SUV in the driveway. As he entered the residence, he received a package for McManawal and Garcia. Rivera did not want Jessica to know what was in the package. Rivera then left the residence with Garcia. Rivera described the package as a stack of cash, $100 bills, stapled together. That's how Charlie Adelson done his money. He always stapled his money together. And he even said that on the stand. In July of 2018, contact was made with June Mchinda. Mchinda was the girlfriend of Charlie Adelson at the time of the undercover operation in which an FBI agent approached Donna Adelson. Of relevance in her interview with her recollection of Charlie Adelson having stapled money in a safe in his residence. June stated she followed the case in the news, and when she heard about the stapled money, she found it odd because she remembers Charlie keeping his that way. June also testified that Charlie Adelson was acting angry, agitated, and nervous around the time of the undercover operation and McManawal arrest. Adelson advised June that he gave McManawal a car and financed a portion of her breast augmentation. June Mchinda also observed Donna Adelson to be stressed out during this time frame, and Donna made a statement to June Mchinda that she felt. Donna made this statement to Charlie Adelson's new girlfriend. You know what Donna says? Donna says that she felt like Dan Markell was haunting her from the grave. In July of 2021, contact was made with Ryan Fitzpatrick. During this interview with Fitzpatrick, it was learned that the two had a falling out in recent years over financial disagreements. So this Ryan Fitzpatrick was Charlie Adelson's best friend. He said Charlie's entire demeanor changed when McManawal was arrested. Adelson started putting up security cameras and was constantly paranoid of his arrest. During a conversation with Fitzpatrick, Charlie said, quote, "You can get away with murder if you keep your mouth shut." Fitzpatrick also stated he knows Charlie staples his money together because he's received money from him in that matter. Fitzpatrick said Charlie staples his money in $1,000 increments. In October of 2019, Garcia was tried and convicted. He was sentenced to life in prison. In April of 2022, after the classified audio recording from Dolce Vita revealed Charlie Adelson making additional incriminating statements, he was arrested for first-degree murder, solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. In May of 2022, Catherine McBanawal was tried and convicted, and she was sentenced to life in prison. In October of 2022 and November of 2022, the proffers previously mentioned were conducted with Catherine McBanawal. In 2023 of October, the trial for Charlie Adelson commenced. On November 6 of 2023, Charlie Adelson was found guilty on all charges. He was sentenced to life in prison. In Adelson's trial, McBanawal testified that Adelson told her that his mother, Donna Sue Adelson, had just departed his residence at the time McBanawal arrived on the night of the homicide. McBanawal said the money she received appeared to have been washed. Jail calls from after Charlie Adelson's guilty verdict include multiple calls in which Donna Sue Adelson is telling Charlie Adelson that she's getting things in order, creating trust, and making sure her grandchildren are taken care of. Donna discusses plans for suicide, but also discusses plans to flee to a non-extradition country. Donna Sue Adelson has considerable financial resources to accomplish this. On November 7th of 2023, Donna and Harvey Adelson booked flights to Vietnam with a stop in Dubai. The flight departs Miami, Florida on November 13th, 2023 to Dubai and lands in Saigon on November 15th of 2023. And then, of course, y'all, last but not least, in the county court, Leon County, Florida, state of Florida, Donna Sue Adelson. This is the warrant for her arrest. I highly recommend if you want to get into this with old KJ. I had to read all that, y'all. I'm sorry, but I had to. It'll get a little better once we get into the emails and all that other stuff. But look at her. Look at her as she's getting handcuffed in the airport, trying to go to a non-extradition country. Yeah, and her stupid damn phone calls to her son, they're online too. It says, whereas a complaint has this day been filed before me, Jason Newland, who being first duly sworn, says on the 18th day of July, the defendant did commit the unlawful killing of a human being, Daniel E. Markle, by shooting him with a firearm, and the killing was perpetrated from a premeditated design to effect his death, contrary to the statute, rule, regulation, or other provisions of the law in such case made and provided, and against the peace and dignity of the state of Florida. So what he's saying is no, Donna Adelson didn't shoot Dan Markell, but she might as well have, because according to Florida statute, her ass is grass. It's the same damn thing. She wants to pay the money. She wants to have the hubris, the freaking arrogance to take her son-in-law out because she didn't get her way. Give me a break. Leave your comments. I know it was a lot to take in. You might have to listen to it again. God knows I might have to read it again. We're going to move forward to get justice to understanding. So keep on looking.